Okay, guys, how are you? I first of all welcome you to the channel, which is Industrial Project Management, talking about aircraft maintenance, manufacturing, handling, flying, designing, marketing, and selling. So I have actually talked about various in the previous some of the videos about commercial aspect, and for that reason I've continued and taken out the Pipistrel USA, the same organization, which is very well renowned for its professional work. And today I've taken a newsletter from July 2019, and let's see what's in the newsletter. It's just a story of a young kid, and the author is just trying to tell us in this letter that about how passionate, how this young kid is about flying. So sharing the story is just the point of view is just to motivate, and if you are actually going to watch or even going to listen to our video, obviously you will going to enjoy the whole story. The purpose is just to actually, as I said, is to motivate. And an adventure 14 years in the making. Allow me to introduce Riley Speedle. And 14-year-old Riley Speedle is not like normal 14-year-old girl. Instead of living on social media talking about boys, fashion, and anything else a normal 14-year-old girl does, Riley's interests are navigation, aircraft performance, and fuel consumption. Finishing the school year on June the 7th, most of Riley's classmates would be thinking about summer vacations, summer jobs, and chasing boys. But Riley is different. Riley left school that day, and just a few hours later, at around 1:30 p.m., she departed on an epic solo trip, flying a Pipistrel Sinus touring motor glider across the continental U.S. A journey of some 3,300 miles from Marina in California to the east coast town of Sanford in Maine. And yes, I said she is only just 14. She flew the aircraft solo, and she showed exceptional piloting skills, decision making, and navigation ability. That was the accumulation of more than 2 years training, most of it in her father's Pipistrel Sinus aircraft. This epic adventure for even a seasoned aviator was the culmination of many years' preparation. More than 2 years ago, when Riley was only 12, she was training in a Piper Tomahawk, and then in a Pipistrel Sinus aircraft alongside her father, Jake Spidell. And a captain for United Airlines, who is also a FIG flight instructor for gliders. Now with a total flight time of 310 hours, more than 510 landings, and her first solo completed just 1 week earlier on her 14th birthday, she was ready for the trip. That is immense hours as far as the flying hours or time is concerned. FAA rules require that the pilot of a conventional airplane must be of at least 16 years old for them to get a pilot license and fly solo. A glider pilot only needs to be 14. This made it possible for Riley to fly the Pipistrel Sinus on her overland adventure. Riley, however, was not completely alone during her journey. Riley's father, Jake, allowed her in her chase plane while Riley led the way, made the decisions, navigated, and communicated exclusively. Her father was flying just to keep an eye on his little girl and provide logistical support. You know, it would be impossible for a 14-year-old to book a motel room even though she flew to the town in an aircraft herself. Jake commented after the trip that shadowing Riley wasn't necessary because despite her age, she showed exceptional maturity in her piloting decisions. Some 200 hours of training and over 100 hours in the Pipistrel Sinus in Marina, California, have often where winds where Vince gave Riley all the skills needed to become a very competent young pilot. Riley will be at this year's EAA Air Venture, helping to celebrate the world's greatest aviation event. Riley will be at the Soaring Society of America booth and the Pipistrel USA sites over EAA Air Venture. Please drop to say hello. So this is just a short motivating story about a girl flying with her father after a very flight hours of around 500 plus hours. The 500 plus landings and the flight timing or the flight hours are normally plus 300. So this is a story of motivation at a very young age, and I hope with this newsletter, the girls or the boys who are interested in joining the aircraft aviation industry will be motivated just by reading out this newspaper or the newsletter, and commercially actually being printed out on this Pipistrel USA, or this is a commercial organization, just showing the motivation and the trend towards the young youth or the youth of the country. So with this note, I believe that we'll able to actually just share interesting stories, interesting point of views, interesting research work at any level, so that obviously we can contribute towards the channel's betterment and obviously towards the overall outlook of the channel when we're talking about the aircraft aviation maintenance, manufacturing, selling, marketing, and related fields of study. So with these remarks, I will join you with the next video. Till then, take care and have a nice day.